Making the decision to own your personal brand is the most important decision that you can make for your career. Today I'm going to give you a 5-part framework to master your personal brand. If you haven't subscribed yet, then hit that subscribe button and the bell down below, and you'll be notified of each new video that I post. This particular video is part of a 3-part series, and you do not want to miss part 2 and part 3. Those are going to be about mastering visibility and working smarter, not harder. So subscribe down below and you'll be notified as soon as I release those. Hi, my name is Rand Stoltzfus. I'm the founder of the Job Hackers Network. I work with experienced engineering leaders and experienced operations leaders who are looking to build their personal brand and ultimately grow their impact. Let's go ahead and dive right in to the 5-part framework to master your personal brand. The first one that we're starting off with is discovering your strengths. So let's walk through this in a method of looking at what, why, and how. What are your strengths? Your strengths are the activities that fuel and engage you. While you're doing them, they absolutely light you up. So let's look at a quote from Marcus Buckingham. He says, "A strength is an activity that strengthens you. It draws you in. It makes time fly by while you're doing it, and it makes you feel strong." Now, why would we want to identify those specific activities that light us up, that make us feel strong? Because it brings you sustainability. It brings you balance. If you want to be able to jump into the workforce and be sustained for many years to come, love the work that you're doing, and consistently come back and create amazing work, then identify those strengths-based activities and drive towards that work. Now, how do you discover those strengths-based activities? Okay, so first thing I want you to do is I just want you to catalog the things that you're doing. Get a pad and pen, and as you're going through your day, write down how you feel while you're doing the activity and then after you're done with the activity. And if you feel like energy has come into you, you've gained energy, right? You're leaving with more than you started with, then it's probably a strengths-based zone for you. If you find that energy is coming out of you, that you're being depleted, and that you're not desiring to move towards that work, it is not in your strengths-based lane. We have come to realize that in the workforce, we absolutely get more out of the overall workforce when we're playing to strengths. When I was working at ADP, we purchased the Marcus Buckingham Company and became a strengths-based organization. I had the honor of helping my site of 2,500 people to transform into a strengths-based organization where we were focusing on the activities that really lit people up. And I was able to see this firsthand for that group of 2,500 people, and then as well for myself as I started to move more towards my strengths-based lane. Let's move into part 2 of this 5-part framework. Part 2 is going to be to craft your stories. Your stories are the delivery. It's the results. It's the antithesis of your work. It's the times when you were able to move the needle on the business and deliver a high return. Often it shows up as time saved, quality measures that were saved, a product that gets to the market quicker. There's a result, there's an ARR, there's a revenue that's generated from it. Okay, so now let's talk about why. Why are you identifying those stories? Your stories are going to be the most important thing for you to first solidify in your mind so that you understand your delivery. And as you move forward in your branding, you'll transition those into your resume, and your resume will help tell your story. One step further, you transition that into the interview. Stories are the best way, walking into an interview with clean stories, the times when you delivered impact. That is the best way to be well prepared for an interview. Because whatever question they ask you in that interview, you have stories and deliveries to back up what you brought to the table. You are truly prepared. So how do you craft those stories? It involves walking through the process of looking at the point in time when you delivered that impact. Find that point in time when you delivered that impact. Okay, the results hit, and then backtrack. So that's your result. Backtrack into what you did to create that result. Take a step further back and identify the situation that you were in that made you take on this project, this body of work. You might be familiar with the STAR method, situation, task, action, result. I believe that it's more effective to take out the task component and write the situation, what you were facing, the actions, the things that you did, and then the result, the output. But it's often easier to first identify the output and then work your way back as you're crafting those stories. As you're working through your job search process, if you have 7 to 10 amazing stories of big needle-moving delivery, you are prepared to then go out and sell yourself to the marketplace. Now, part 3 of the framework is going to be to write a value proposition. Now, a value proposition, this is the critical component. This is the backbone of who you are. Okay, so what is it? It's a statement that identifies your true delivery. Why is it important? Because it enables somebody to see you, to understand you, and to see you in a role doing the work that you're putting yourself forward saying that you can do. So how do you create it? Let's talk a little bit about the structure. There are a couple of components to this, and it starts off with who you are and then moves to who you serve. After who you serve, now in what way do you serve that group of people? So to what end, right? Your unique strengths identified towards a unique delivery. And when you put that together, this is who I am, this is who I serve, and in my strengths-based zone, in these particular strengths, I'm able to deliver these results, then that is a powerful statement that you were first able to come to terms with mentally here. That's the most important part. Come to terms with it here, then we translate it to paper, and then it's able to flow out of our mouths so that then the receiver of that is able to assess, is that valuable to me? And what networking is all about is putting yourself in front of decision makers, P&L owners, right? People who have the ownership of their business and enabling them to see what you could do inside of their business. Your value proposition drills right to the heart of that. If this is helping you, then hit that like button down below. And then add a comment and answer this question for me. Do you have a value proposition, a clean, clear, crisp value proposition statement that delivers your business impact? If you do, give me a yes or a thumbs up down below in the comments.
Are you ready to start or optimize your job search process? Do you feel stuck and need help connecting the dots? Join this free web class where you'll learn the step-by-step formula to control your career progression. We've helped hundreds of experienced engineering and operations leaders just like you to build their brand and grow their impact. Register for this exclusive training today to step into the driver's seat of your career.
Let's go into the 4th part of this 5-part framework. And this is going to be the time at which you're ready to draft your professional resume. A professional resume is going to be one that enables the viewer to truly understand you. It is carrying forward the value proposition in a profile that you're putting up top, and then it's giving highlights. It's highlighting your stories, the times when you delivered the greatest impact that align to the work that you want to do in the future. And then you pop right into your professional experience. And this is going to be because you did the work, right? Because you did the work of identifying your strengths, your stories, and your value proposition before you stepped into the seat of editing and writing a resume. Your resume is now going to deliver a clean story that props up and holds up the building that is your value proposition, right? Your resume is a tool that simply is a pillar underneath your story that you're trying to tell. It helps to deliver that in a clean and concise way. You can see how important it is because in the interview process, that individual needs to be able to see you in their organization doing the work that you're stating with your value proposition that you'll desire to do. The stories align to that work and they prove it. And within a story where I'm able to say, this is what happened, the situation, this is what I did, the actions to this result, that clear, full cycle of a story enables somebody to see you doing that full project and work in their world. That is how you get hired. That is how you decrease the risk of bringing you on because somebody truly understands who you are. Why? Because you understood who you were first. That is the critical component. Now, if you want help and you want a template for a professional resume, then look in the comments down below, the description, and I will put in a link to my professional resume template that'll have all of this built right into it, right? That profile, highlights, experience, and then gives you some amazing cues to help you write out that document. Because I know how hard it can be to write out your resume. Number 5, the fifth component, the last component to tie in our 5-part framework is going to be to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Now, why is that important? Because it's a part of the story. If you're stepping in front of somebody and saying, this is who I am with the value proposition, and then you're delivering a resume that supports that story, and then they pop over and look at your LinkedIn profile, it also needs to be a pillar underneath that building. It also needs to support your story. If in one place you're saying you're an expert in value chain, right? And in the next side of things, you're saying you're an expert in customer engagement. Now you're telling two stories, and it's confusing to an individual. So when you get to your LinkedIn profile, it is telling the same story that your resume and that your value proposition and that your stories are telling, so that you are consistent. And that, again, decreases the risk in bringing you on. So how do you do the edits on your LinkedIn profile? I want you to think about a few different sections that are absolutely critical to search for recruiters, but then also just to the overall structure and storytelling for your LinkedIn profile. And those are the heading. If you don't edit your heading, what naturally is pulled in is your last job title and the company that you were at. And it's very basic. But if you add in some of your key strengths, part of your value proposition, now you're understood for your specific delivery. And that can definitely be a needle mover. The next thing I want you to think about is your picture. Your picture should be about this, cropped to where it's your head, the top of your shoulders, a background that you stand out from, not that you blend into. You want to stand out from that background. It should feel like just a nice, congenial handshake. That's the key with your picture. It's as if somebody was in a room with you and you were networking and they're shaking your hand for the first time. You've got that smile. It's that front-facing hello. That's what your picture should feel like. The next component is your background. Most people just leave this blank. It's the part that goes at the top, right behind your profile picture. That's an opportunity to pop over in Canva, an editing tool, a simple editing tool, and type in LinkedIn banner. And it'll give you templates that you can then just fill in the blanks on. Pick one that you like, easily fill in the blanks on that, and let somebody know, what is your value proposition? What are your strengths? It's an opportunity in just a few words to sell yourself forward and help somebody understand who you are and what you could do in their business. The next thing that I want you to think about is your About section. The About section does play in when recruiters are searching. That search does look through the words that are in the About section. You've already done your resume. You've got a profile and you've got career highlights. Copy and paste that, bring that right into your About section, and then end with a call to action. What is it that you're trying to accomplish right now? It might be a call to action for somebody to book time with you. If you're on the job hunt, you might include your Calendly link. But that pretty much will complete that About section in a really nice way. At the bottom, I would also add in for keyword search, an area where you're speaking to your specific area of expertise. Again, for keyword search with recruiters. There you can add in, if you're an engineer and you have specific systems, languages, whatever it is that you know, then that can definitely help. You can also add in your designations and the credentials behind your name. Okay, that'll help with search. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to pay a lot of attention to the work experience, but think about the work that you did in your resume. First thing you do, copy and paste the components, the stories that you told and built into your resume right over into your LinkedIn profile. Use that work, tell that consistent story forward. And the last thing I want you to pay particular attention to on your LinkedIn profile is your skills section. In the skills section, you can have up to 50 skills. Use all of them. You can also associate those skills with specific work experiences. Take that advantage, that opportunity to do that, because skills is one of the things that recruiters search by when they're doing LinkedIn recruiter searches. But also pay attention to the top 3 in particular. The top 3 in particular are the ones that are going to show up for your community, for the people that you're first connections with, as a recommendation for you to be endorsed in those particular skills. And so the ones that you want to have the most endorsement on, put those at the very top, your key skills at the very top, and those are the ones that are going to get noticed by your first connections and also highlighted by your first connections, validated by your first connections. Now, This content that we're going over, it plays directly into my free training that I've set up for you, and that is to unleash your career in engineering and operations leadership, how to harness the blueprint for rapid career advancement. I'm going to add a link in the description below so that you can get right over into that free training and dig deeper into the execution of the things that we're talking about here. As we're wrapping up this video, be sure to check out the videos that I'm placing in the top corners. Those will continue to take you down this path of advancing your career in engineering and operations leadership, of growing your impact, because honestly, that's what we're all trying to do. Build our brand to grow our impact. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.